You are listening to the So Now What podcast with Lana Manikowski, episode number 14. So now what? These three words raced through my mind time and time again during my journey through fertility treatments. I tried desperately to have a child, but never was able. I yearned for a community to join that could understand my struggles. I couldn't find one, so I created one with the So Now What podcast. I love that you found us. Welcome back to a new episode of the So Now What podcast. This week we're going to be talking about what you are waiting for. I just got back from my first trip since COVID, my first time actually on vacation since October of 2019. I should say an air travel vacation. But it was my sister's birthday. It was a milestone birthday for her. She's my very only sister, my very only sibling. And I got to tell you, it was fantastic. Not only did the celebration involve my sister, but it also included friends that have been part of her life from like the last decade or so, but many have been part of our lives since my day one. Bonds that formed through our moms who went to high school together, some who we've known since our families came to the United States, and we've been active in each other's lives through our church community, and friendships there that present much like family today and forever. All this to say that the group assembled for my sister's birthday celebration was diverse, but we all shared so much love and union and celebrate such a fabulous human who happens to be my sister. We into the hours one of the nights I got to talking to one of the guests there I've known my whole life. What got us to this point in the conversation's irrelevant, but it was such an eye-opening conversation we had together, which led me to a question. What would you do differently if you knew your end was near? It may seem like such a morbid question, but it has such relevance regardless of what stage you're at in your life. We all have reasons for doing or not doing things, and I'm certainly not implying that we should all wake up each day and skydive or sell our belongings and drive cross country in a VW van. But when is the last time you actually took inventory of your desires and of your goals, your deepest beliefs you have about your life? And if you're like many, we don't even take ourselves there because it sets us up to feel a whole bunch of feels that we don't like having. We might feel complacent or lazy, unmotivated, scared, or have thoughts that spark these feelings like, oh, other people can do this, but not me. Or there's no way I'd have the guts to. Possibly you might think that would take so much effort. I'd love to blank, but I have zero clue how to. Or people would be disappointed in me if I did blank. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? Why does life seem to be more manageable or more comfortable with blinders on? We quiet our inner voices and we ignore signs the universe brings us because we don't want to disappoint ourselves somehow. But either way, we're disappointing or denying ourselves from living a life that we truly desire. And how timely as we're entering into the final month of this year that we could actually consider scheduling some time to start a paper thinking practice. For some, it may work to just list it all out, sit down and let it rip. Even just taking one day a week that you write, say one thing down. But every single thing that you write down, just let it go. Jot it down. Make no judgments of yourself. worry not that someone would roll their eyes at you or snicker if they knew what you wrote down. This isn't for them. This is for you. This is a collection of thoughts on paper. A time just to get curious and take an inventory. Maybe you thought at age 20 you wanted to accomplish something and you've never thought about it again, but somehow in your mind you keep telling yourself, oh, this is what I want for my life. But as we grow as people, as our desires change, as our life experiences change, we can change our thoughts about what it is we really want in our life. Maybe you wanted to be a parent. Maybe you wanted to have a family of 5 and you see now that that's not in the cards for you, but you haven't yet decided what your life would look like as a woman without children or as a couple without children. Writing something down doesn't have to mean that you need to run out and accomplish it. You could just write it down and just look at it and get curious about it. It could just be a time to really reevaluate what things interest you in your life. But I can tell you that the longer we sit with those blinders on and a fear that we disappoint ourselves because we have a desire to do something, but we just have no clue how to get there, the disappointment remains. And it will continue to remain either because you're living this life of with a feeling of unfulfillment, or possibly you're feeling this fear that you're just not good enough to accomplish whatever it is that you secretly have this desire to do. And until we sit there and understand what it is about that thing or about that goal or about that desire that attracts us to it, we're always going to be a step away from it and wishing that we had it, wishing that we knew what it was we really want in life. And the truth of the matter is, we do know, because it always lies within us. We could create the roadmap. We don't have to get in the car and drive aimlessly. We can choose to decide step by step, what's the next best step? What's the one thing that you could accomplish this week, this month, this year that would get you closer to that goal you have or that desire you have? Because really, what it is asking yourself what it is you're waiting for. I hope you have an awesome week. Thanks for listening. I know many of you have reached out already about this Saturday's Life After IVF meetup. We will be meeting virtually. Of course, it's free to anyone who wants to join, but we are going to be going over the Guide to Meaningful Holidays that I know many of you have downloaded from Instagram. There's a link in my Instagram page. Also, you can go to stitchcoaching.com and download it there. And we are going to spend this month's call going through and talking about the guide and how to better utilize it so you can create meaningful holidays for yourself this holiday season. I hope everyone has a fabulous week. And remember, it's never too late to discover your meaning. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.